testing out bells and being able to tell whether or not a rider who's coming up behind you is either walking, trotting, or cantering. We've decided to use these jingle bells as an example of what crotal bells would sound like. Essentially, they're the same thing. Crotal bells weren't really true bells. They were more like a rattle. And so these guys were great. So our test for this is the wonderful Allie and Emma. And as they walk by, you can hear the sound of the hoof prints, or the hoof steps. You can hear the grass moving. Right now we've stood here next to the river with a little bit of wind in the trees to try to mimic having other background noises. Normally a person walking down a road, maybe leaving market to head home, would have a bunch of other people with them. They would have other noises, maybe carts, other riders. To hear a specific rider or a group of riders coming at something faster than a walk, you would need something to give you some warning. For our test for the second part, we're going to have her come by at a trot, listen with no bells, and see what it sounds like. Now Emma has a really nice smooth trot, which is great. However, she's also really quiet. So hearing a difference between a walk and a trot would be very hard to do. I bet you she was only probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 feet away that I could actually hear her before she was right up on me. Okay, so now we're gonna have her come by at us at a canter. I can definitely hear that there's a horse there. But how far away is she from me? Closer than I thought. Okay, and now we put the bells on the front of Emma and asked Allie to bring her by at a walk. I can definitely hear her sooner, and I can tell by the fact that the bells are not anywhere in a pattern. They're just going, generally jingling, that she's not really coming too terribly fast. All right, and now we're sending her by at a trot. When I can really hear her, I'll give you the thumbs up. Keep good. We'll get her to start. I can definitely hear her. When a horse trots, it has a 2-beat motion. Opposite feet diagonally, 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. You can hear that in the bells because they have a jingle that's dum, 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 instead of just a general jingling randomly. And now we're gonna ask her to go by at a canter. I can hear her coming. Now, normally I'd get out of the way, but I know it's Emma, and Emma's a really, really safe and very controlled horse, and Allie's also a really controlled rider. So I didn't move out of the way, but I could hear her in the difference in the beat with the bells. There was a 3-beat with the canter. Outside of just the hooves, you can tell that there was bells too. And now we've asked Allie to do the last bit with Emma, which is start at 1 beat and then change her stride and then go back to the other one. See if we can hear the differences. You can see her, but close your eyes and see if you can hear her. That's a trot. That's a canter. Stay out of canter. And now you can see it here going to the trot. I don't know if the camera can pick that up as much because the mic is directional, but she did then change to a trot when she got a little bit farther down. All right, okay, so that's our test on how bells work in letting pedestrians know when horses are coming by, based on the beat, whether or not the bells are for a trot or, let's say all of this would be a walk. And then of course a canter, which would be a nice 3-beat, which I can't mimic with a bell by hand. But Emma does an amazing job of it. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Emma. And here we are walking back. You can tell him is that a walk now that we've done our experiment. And she can also pick up a trot. We'll get a little bit better than just a butt shot. There we go. And off at a canter. And an extra thank you to Crispin, who put up with all of our weirdness and did a lot of my videotaping for us.